Hey, welcome back. So this is our second video for Onshape Assemblies. We're going to go ahead and create this clamp right here. And this is our exercise at creating mate connectors. For step one, go ahead and click on this link and make a copy of this document. For step two, we're going to go ahead and click on this icon here, and then we're going to create an assembly. So let's click on here, insert new element. We click on create assembly. For step three, we're renaming this assembly to read toggle clamp assembly. So right click on assembly one, click rename, and type out toggle clamp assembly. Step four, we're inserting our part. So go ahead and click on insert and click on part studio. Now we're going to accept by clicking this green icon here. By clicking on the green icon, our objects will be placed just like how they're placed in the part studio. For step five, we're going to place this triad manipulator right at this location. So if you want, you can hide everything else by clicking on this eye right here, but we want to do the base, so I'm not going to hide anything else, so we're good to go. So you're going to click and hold onto this circle and drag it around to one of the edges. You're going to hold shift, and then you're going to move the icon down to this location here. For step six, we're going to right click on this arrow that is pointing away from the face of the base. So this is pointing towards the front. So right click on this. In this situation, we're going to make sure that our arrow is going to anti-align with a Z. So click anti-align with Z. This is now our top face of the base. Now this is the bottom face of the base. For step seven, we're going to click on the circle, right click, select move to origin. For step eight, we're going to click on the base. So right click on the base and select fix. So at this point, we can move every other component. And the only one that we cannot move is this base here. For step nine, we're going to place this orange piece right inside of here. So this is our bushing, and we're placing it inside of the base. So let's zoom in into our bushing. So what we want is to select fasten mate. So let's hover over this, hold shift, and then click this icon here. Now we're going to go in this area here. We're going to hover over this face, hold shift, and we want to place our mate connector here. So in this situation, we want this bushing going towards the inside, so let's just flip it and accept. So now we're good to go. So for step 10, notice I just had to flip it, and we're good. For step 11, we're using a slider mate to connect this cylinder inside of our bushing. So at this point, let's click on slider mate. So we're going to select this centerpiece right here. And now we're going to hover over this base here. When we hold shift, notice that I'm on the base and not on the bushing. And I go in the center right there. And then we accept this mate. For step 12, I'm going to place a mate connector at this location right here. And then I'll use that mate connector to connect this handle onto our base. So to do this, we're going to select mate connector. So click on mate connector. Let's rotate. We're going to look at this piece here. We're going to select between entities. So change this to between entities. Our origin entity will be here. So hover over this face here, hold shift, and click on this area here. And our between entity will be this face. So notice our mate connector is centered between those two holes. And then go ahead and accept. For step 14, we're going to use our previous mate connector that we just made and our Revolute mate to connect this blue handle to our base. Let's go ahead and select Revolute. Let's click on this mate connector right. Oops. Let's make sure we select this mate connector. Notice it reads mate connector 1 of arm 1. And now we're going to place that on this cylinder right here. So we're going to add these limits right here. So click on limit, place a value of 1.5. And for our other limit, we'll have a value of 86.5. So notice it's spinning right here. So we're going to reorient our secondary axis. Let's play it one more time. And this is the correct orientation. So let's go ahead and accept. For step 15, we're going to connect this little bracket right here to this position here. So keep in mind the other end will be connected to this cylinder here. So don't worry about which end you choose. Either way, it's a symmetrical piece. So let's go ahead and select revolute. So we're still on revolute, and we're going to hover, we're going to zoom in. Make sure we select this face right here, hold shift, and then make sure we select the center icon. Notice there's 1, 2, 3. Let's choose the second little circle. And then we're going to place this right here, right at the center. All right, let's go ahead and flip this just to make sure we see it in a different location. And let's flip it one more time, just so it's not in our way. Oh man. We'll leave it here, and we accept. For step 16, we're connecting the other end of the bracket to our cylinder that's connected to the blue arm. So in this situation, we're still on revolute. Notice I haven't exited out of this. So let's zoom in right here, hover over this face. Notice we're not here or the edge, we're at the center. So hold shift. Notice we have 1, 2, 3 circles. Click on the second circle. Now we're going over to this blue arm. Let's zoom in on the cylinder and let's click on the center. And just go ahead and accept. It looks kind of awkward right here, but just accept it. There we go. And notice now we can start playing with this. Our cylinder is moving forward and backwards. There's a little bit of awkwardness going on right here. So my device was looking a little awkward. So what I'm going to do to fix this right here, because this arm shouldn't be sticking out this way, and notice that my cylinder doesn't move back this way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to revolute number 2, and I'm going to flip right there and accept. Let's try one more. There we go. So now I'm in the correct position. So once again, if it's a little messed up, make sure that you flip this bracket around and it should work better. For step 17, we're using the section view to view the insides of our handle so that we can actually connect this to this bar up here. So go ahead and open up this drop-down menu here. Click on section view. Click on this icon here. And at this point, click the accept button. For step 18, we're going to use the fasten mate tool to combine our blue grip onto our bar. So now to connect the blue grip onto this bar, let's go ahead and select fasten mate. Let's hover over this icon right here. And let's go ahead and rotate and select this face here. So we're on the left side of our bar, and click there and accept. So we don't need a third fastened. We're pretty much done. Let's make sure we get out of our section view. So turn section view off. Notice our object now moves correctly. For step 19, we're just verifying that we created our object correctly. And for step 20, we're going to go ahead and use the mass properties tools to check our work. To do this, we need to close the arm completely. So go ahead and move this handle back. Select all of your icons here. And then click on the mass properties tool. So now we're going to go to the self-check. And what we want to do here is only use the Y and the Z values to check our work. So make sure you use the Y and Z. And select the icons that are closest to this. We're a little bit off, but you should get the right answer. Anyways, thanks for watching, and try out the other videos.